and staying on the sidelines from buying a house because of interest rates. I'm Maureen Mahood, broker owner of Sell Your Home Charlotte here in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, and I help people buy and sell homes in the Charlotte region. I am talking to Christie May of CK Lifestyle Lending, and we're going to talk today about how you can get a 1% reduction in your rate that is lender paid for the first year that you own a home. Christie May, this program, I've heard of 2-1 buy downs, 3-1 buy downs, and most of the time they're seller paid, but this is a lender paid one. So tell us, how does this work? And this is pretty amazing.
It is a great program. And again, for us, it's just really different because it usually has to come from the seller or the buyer. This is a lender paid temporary buy down of that rate. And the great part about it, obviously, besides the fact that it doesn't have to come from the seller reducing their profit on the home or the buyer coming up with additional money at close, it comes from us. Another great thing about this program is there's no restrictions. You don't have to qualify for a conventional loan. It's not limited to just FHA. There's no income guidelines. A lot of programs are limited to a percentage of the median income, credit scores, things like that. This has no guidelines whatsoever. Size of loan does not matter. So it's a lender paid temporary buy down for that first full year. So you've got this year, instead of missing out on houses and waiting for prices of the houses to go up, interest rates come down, you can take advantage because they've also said through March, they're not going to be lowering those interest rates, right? So all of the scurry we thought was going to happen is just not. And it's a great time to get in, secure the house before those rates come down and prices go up. And then you've got that 1% reduction in rate for that full year at no cost to you. And then we're offering no lender fee refinances and an appraisal credit for the refinance. So as these rates drop, we can pay attention to your situation. If you're in a bad credit situation, maybe we can get your credit up during that time, along with interest rates coming down, so we can refinance you into the best loan product available. It's an amazing program. It's an easy one because you're not just constantly going, no, you don't fit the guideline. Like, oh, you fit 2 out of the 3, 4 out of 5 parameters. I've won a lot of deals this way, and I put a lot of people at ease.
Yeah, what you're sharing with us on the screen. Let's say, like, if it's a 1% buy down and my purchase is $350,000. At 7%, my payment is $23.29. So if I take advantage of this program for the first year, my payment actually comes down $300 a month.
And so in your first year, that's $2,700 worth of savings, $2,772 on your
Perfect.
$150 purchase. So I just did a couple of scenarios with, and again, everything else is right in the middle, and I moved it up towards the jumbo max loan limit, right? So at same scenario at $550, you're going to save about $360 a month, $4,332 your first year.
So even if you don't refinance, you just save that money on that. It goes back up to your regular rate. If rates don't move, no one's paid for it. The lender is paying for it.
Even if you don't refinance, it just doesn't make sense not to take advantage of this, right? Like on any level, even if you just don't refinance because you didn't get around to it, it's free money to take advantage of buying down the interest rate at no cost. And in $750, you're saving almost $6,000 a year and $493 a month on a $750,000 purchase, which in Charlotte is a fairly average purchase. It's a nice amount of money to have in you. A couple $100, $500 in your budget.
So this is really great for a lot of people. And I've not ever seen any other lender do this. How do people get pre-approved with you? How do they get information about this program?
Okay. Actually, that goes in a little bit to what lifestyle lending is for us. We do not have just an apply now link. You can go apply now and then I'll call you so that we can walk through and I can start to get an idea. Because no matter what we're doing, I still need to tailor my loan to you and your situation. Does it look like you're going to refinance in a year? Is this a house you're thinking of holding on to? There's a lot of questions. What stage of life people are at, really what they think that has to go into how I structure a loan. So again, I always feel the best way to reach out to me is either through a call or email. So we can set up an appointment to talk. I can talk you through a few things and then send you my application, and I know what I'm working with when I get into it. You can fill it out, and I'm just going to give you a call so that we can sort it out, and really that I am doing the right loan for you, because it is a super personal thing. So reach me on the telephone and don't apply now.
Everybody's situation is different, right? And the thing that for this is, real estate agents have been beating this drum, is when interest rates come down, prices are going to go up again. Like there is a dam of buyers sitting out there. If you're one of them, they've been waiting and watching the interest rates every day to try and figure out when they're going to come in. When they come in, it's going to be way more complicated, and you're going to have to bring more money to the table. You're going to be multiple offers. You're going to pay more for that house. And Charlotte, we're projected to go up 5% this year. So if a house is $100,000 at the end of the year, it's going to be $105,000. So do the math on that for a $750,000 home.
Home prices are going to go up. There's about 600,000 houses on the market in the entire country. For every percent that the interest rate drops, 5 million more Americans become eligible to buy homes. There's only 600,000 houses for sale. Supply and demand of any industry just says prices are going up. Again, they're not to beat the drum, the fear tag. We've all heard it. I think people are a little desensitized. But when you really look at it like that, because interest rates don't just drop 1%, they drop at small increments. If you just want to divide that into 4, that's still at every 0.25%. 1.25 million Americans become eligible, and there's still only 570,000 houses for sale. And then you can go overpay for houses. But if the economy then straightens out and you're underwater on that house, you can't even refinance that loan that you got into that house with. You can refinance out of an interest rate. You cannot refinance out of an underwater house. It's still realistic that if you buy at a high rate and then the building starts catching up and the selling starts catching up, there's a lot more at play than just
interest rates come down too. For first-time home buyers that are sitting on the fence, your upsell buyers are going to come back into the market too, and they've got a lot more money to play with. So for first-time home buyers, eventually you might be in competition with somebody who's got $100,000 or $200,000 in equity in a house they're selling.
100%.
And they, if it's the house that they want, it's always like the same house, right? Everybody wants the same.
Yes.
So if everybody wants the one house and you've got the cash, that's what happened in the pandemic too. That's why a lot of first-time home buyers got beat out because they didn't have a ton of money to play with.
Exactly.
So while it's
funny, right now I'm getting tons of first-time home buyers that people aren't quite in that same bidding war situation. So that cash, they don't need quite as much cash. It's crazy how many first-time home buyers in this economy I've been dealing with on a daily basis.
They can ask for closing costs now than they couldn't ask for before. Yep. And if we get into another place where there's more, when interest rates come down and there's more buyers out there, that's going to go away because you have to be competitive. So these types of programs are amazing. I think that this is probably one of the best things that I've seen because it's lender paid. I don't have to go after the seller to get it, because if I do a buy down, I have to buy for closing costs. It doesn't make sense for the buyer to pay for it. And then that affects the seller's bottom line. So we could go after the seller for closing cost money or a reduction in the house price instead of asking for a buy down. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited to present this to some of my buyers out there. Awesome.
Absolutely. It's been a great program. There's no reason my realtors aren't going to at least throw that out to when they're setting it out to a few different lenders. Like, it's just a fantastic program.
Okay, let's just quick recap.
It's a 1% lender paid buy down, no cost to the seller, no cost to the buyer, no program restrictions, no income level restrictions, no credit score rate restrictions on there. Can be applied to any single program. It can be applied if you've already bought down the rate. You can buy it down more. We will buy it down temporarily for a year just so you can save some money and enjoy that first year in your home. And then for anyone that uses this program, we are going to refinance them with no lender fees and an appraisal credit if necessary. They'll still have some title fees, but there will be 0 lender fees on them.
That was awesome. The appraisal credit's up to $600.
If you have a multi-unit or it's an appraisal, then you'd have to make up that difference with the $600 appraisal credit.
I can use this for a multi-unit as long as it's owner occupied.
Mm-hmm. You can use this for an investment property. You could use this for a second home. This is a residence situation. When I say no restrictions on it, there's zero
restrictions. So if I want to buy something for rental, an investment property, I can use this program to be competitive. I did another video about this. I can't find a lot of things that make sense for investors with where the interest rates are and where the housing prices are. So if you can use this, you can get your mortgage rate down for the year.
The investing is hard right now.
But okay, I'm super excited about this. Again, I'm Maureen Mahood, broker owner of Sell Your Home Charlotte here in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. I help people buy and sell real estate in the Charlotte metro. So if you're looking to buy or sell real estate, give me a call.
My name's Christie May, and I'm head of CK Lifestyle Lending. We're a lending team just dedicated here in Charlotte, dedicated to helping really structure loans that meet you where you are in your life and work with your mortgage planning goals. We're mortgage planners as much as we are lenders.
If anybody has any questions about this, we're going to put Christie's information in the description so you can give her a call. Of course, my information will be there. If you have comments, we really are open to answering any comments. Or have you used a program like this before? Are you in a 2-1 buy down? How did it work for you? So anything, please. And don't forget and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye, Charlotte.
Bye.